to be boring. Yeah, yeah. Tell me you ready, Mellow, you ready to spit for the ladies to keep it nasty, dark and petty. If you pick me, then you might find this upsetting. You say that you're ready, well the joke's on you. Get it?
Hi.
And
I was competing with your craziness.
I will always
You sound pretty.
love you, and I will always love you.
Okay, all right. You know, you do stuff like that and then you don't want to be mean about it. I'm just supposed to take that.
Yes.
Okay, well, let's move
That
on.
was that not fun though? You had fun for those
I
like
gave
15
you a
seconds.
compliment. I give you an inch. You take a mile.
You honestly shouldn't have said that because I was like gonna let it go. When he said it sounded good, I was like, well, now I gotta finish the note.
That was me saying it sounded good was for you to button it and just live in the niceness of
You right here.
You right here. I just
You
want
right
you to live
here.
right there. But welcome. I'm Talley.
I'm Mel.
And this is Jokes on You Pod.
This is
I
Jokes on You
met a listener yesterday, and so don't be mad. I don't remember if it was Jada or Deja. I've fucked it up in my head.
Those are different names.
I know they're different names, but they sound like Jada, Deja. I heard what I heard, but I was 2 spicy margaritas in. I don't recall. She was so sweet, so nice, and I just want to say it was a pleasure meeting you. So I wanted to get that off. Oh, and Carmen made us our Get Your Ice Cream prints. So
Love
thank
that.
you for that as well.
We should have an ice cream social.
We should have an ice cream social in the park and we can wear pretty pink dresses. I would love that. Charcuterie. Little music.
I was just thinking some blow pops. Not blow pops, but some bomb
Bomb
pops.
pops?
And just, you know.
I don't eat bomb pops. Anyway.
I finessed my mom into buying me some bomb pops as a child. I was like, hell yeah. I ate so many bomb pops in a 3-day period. My shit was purple.
Kids are nuts. I was just talking about on Twitter, and I've said this on the pod before, about
Them
me
hash
eating them
browns.
frozen hash browns.
That was crazy.
What?
That is crazy.
I don't like to be told no, and my personality even now today, you tell me no about something, I'm finna show your ass something.
But like eating a frozen thing.
Well, in my mind, I wasn't allowed to use the oven, but I still wanted the hash browns. I wasn't allowed to use the oven or the microwave, but I knew I needed my hash browns. So I was like, do they really have to be cooked, or am I in it for the potato?
But the thing is, I know it wasn't even good.
It wasn't good. It was just like, my personality has always been my personality. If I ask for something and you say no, and I don't see a legitimate reason why you told me no, I'm finna do it anyway.
Yeah.
I'm about to do it anyway.
But like,
hand it here. And then even thinking about it now, like as an adult who has spent time with children, get a little girl the damn hash browns. Because I wasn't eating anything else. So I was hungry.
yeah.
Like you just want to force me to eat something else just because I'm eating too much. Ooh, I'm eating too many hash browns. Ooh.
But my logic would have been, well, I'm already not supposed to be eating these goddamn hash browns. So me using a stove and or microwave that I'm also not supposed to be doing, I'm already in trouble. So
But it's that was taking it a step too far. I'm not.
You're pushing it.
I'm not a line stepper. But I will get right up.
It's like, oh, you ate the hash browns and you used the microwave.
And that would have been it. It would have been not only did you do a dumb thing, you did a dangerous thing. And
well, you maybe could have had a microwave.
I couldn't use any of that shit. I was so small.
How old were you?
We were still in either Alabama or Tennessee, so I was very young.
Like what? Like 4, 5?
I may have been 4. Maybe 4.
4? Okay. I'm trying to think.
I wasn't allowed to, and I knew how to use the microwave because at other people's house, I'm a microwave connoisseur.
Right.
But my dad's really like, don't stand in front of the microwave. You don't need to be.
You'll get cancer,
Yeah,
radiation.
it's like,
I'm trying to think of where geographically the microwave was in my childhood home. I don't remember where it was. It was like the stove was here, refrigerator, sink. Where the fuck was the microwave? I don't remember where it was, but I knew I could get to that bitch.
I wasn't allowed.
I can't remember it Anyway, hi y'all.
Hi, y'all.
Sorry, y'all know we get on our tangents.
But yes, joke of the week. Do you want to start? Or I can start. You want to start? I can start. Doesn't matter.
You can go on yours.
So I've been going on dates with girls.
Okay.
And
gay.
I'm realizing that I need to talk to someone about like the difference between how I interact with men when I go on dates versus the way that I interact with women, because when I'm on dates with men, I'm very like, I'm just so small and helpless and I don't have no money or brain cells, none of that. Like I'm just blind. I'm just out here. But with women, I'm very like dominant, and I'm only running into like the only women that seem to be attracted to me right now are women who behave like me. So I've been on dates recently, like
just two tops, fighting.
Just two dumb bitches just telling each other exactly. Playing Big Bang Take Little Bang. Like I can't even be myself on the date because I'm a trick, she a trick, and it's like it does something to me for me to be able to take care of a date or to be able to take care of a woman. So it's just like, how we gonna do this?
If everybody the boy, who gonna be the girl?
That's literally it. And it's just like somebody made a comment on Twitter because I tweeted about it, and I'm not sure if they were saying it like in kindness or in good faith, but I don't know if maybe like, I don't know, like am I just leaning towards, I don't know what that is, like a masculinity
what
thing.
do you
like,
try to prove as being big piece of chicken on these girl dates?
It's not that I'm trying to prove anything. It just makes me feel good. Like it's nice knowing that like I created a nice evening for somebody, or I planned something, or somebody came out with me and they didn't have to worry about it. That makes me feel nice.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But I think it's because I like women. Like I don't like men. So like when I'm on a date with a man, it's like, as you should be paying for all of this, and I should not have to use my brain or my money to do any of this. But on a date with a woman, I'm like, I bet you worked hard this week. I bet you tired. I bet people been pissing you off. I would love to do A, B, C, D, E for you. You know?
I mean, I don't relate, because hypothetically, if I did go on a date with a girl, I'd still be the girl.
I mean, I'm still the girl.
You know what I mean.
I'm still a girl.
I'm not saying you're not a girl. I'm saying I would still be, I'm such a little baby. I don't have no money and please feed me. I don't know how to do nothing. Please.
Because when I take the men I'm in relationships with on dates, I'm also very like,
pick me.
No.
You taking niggas on dates you gonna propose to?
I can't take a nigga I'm in a relationship with on date.
I'm kidding. Golly, I'm joking. They said we're pick-me's. I was calling you pick-me.
They did say we're pick-me's. But no, but like, I'm also a big piece of chicken when it's my turn to spend the money. So maybe that's just my personality, and I don't do it for men as often.
You're just a big piece of chicken ass bitch.
I am.
But you're also cook and clean and wash everything as bitch as well. So
yeah. But yeah, so
I have a lady sorted out.
I went on a date. And it was very nice. I think we'll probably end up, and not like as a consolation prize, she just seems like she'll be a good friend. But I went on a date, and it was so funny watching her be offended that I told the server to bring me the check. Like, because I know I've been on dates with women. I know that if I don't do it, then another woman will try to pay. You know, so I was like, hey, can you bring me the check? And she was like, excuse me? She's like, you're not even gonna give me a chance to pay? She was like, I do the paying. And I'm just like, what are we gonna do?
What does that say about you though?
What do you mean?
Because you're attracting other big pieces of chicken. You don't want the wings of the drums.
I don't know, but that's just my conundrum right now.
Find you some drumettes. Fry you some drummy dummies down.
You know what? I think I'm just gonna take a step back altogether. I've had a series of just like hilarious events as it relates to trying to actively date, and I think I'm just tired. I think I'm done. I think a nigga just gonna have to run through the wall, or a woman like the just have to buzz through the wall, because I'm having a difficult time and I'm over it. Like because so funny. I've been asking God. You do the prayer, right? You ask God for clarity. You say
remove people, and
and when I pray those prayers to God, He does it in the most hilarious way possible. I'm just having a difficult time. I'm having a hard time, and I'm just and then like the men that are trying to date me, like the dating pool is weird because I know it's bitches out here putting up with crazy shit just based off how like niggas talk to me. Like I was texting this guy, we've been on a couple dates, never had any sex, anything like that. I'm not even seriously considering him as somebody I would be with. Like we just, hang out. I've never even put his dick in my mouth. This is all very like
A lady.
8th grade behavior right here. He didn't text me on Valentine's Day, which I didn't think anything of it because I don't need you to text me. I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, He texted me. He got blocked so fast, deleted and blocked. He texted me. He was like, oh, I didn't text you on Valentine's Day because I figured you had enough people telling you happy Valentine's Day and you was probably out with somebody else.
So he just volunteered that.
After 3 weeks.
Yeah, because we almost a month out from Valentine's.
What the fuck do you want from me? And it's like, the thing about it is, men be so pressed to not show you affection or attention because they think other men are showing you affection and attention. Bitch, you're not competitive at all. Get in the field, ho. Like, yeah, other people tell me happy Valentine's Day. Yeah, I got flowers. Like, you don't have no skin in the game. What the fuck you want from me? And I spent most of my...
I'm supposed to not get flowers just to not offend you?
Just to not offend you. And then I spent all of my Valentine's Day energy went towards making y'all heart-shaped pancakes and French toast. Like, I didn't do anything remotely romantic for Valentine's Day. So you're just being hateful. Like,
you were withholding a text message with 2 words or 3 words in it. For what?
For what?
Oh, I didn't text you. It's a text. It's free.
It's not even... I can see if you spent like 99 cents a text.
Right. Text used to be a 10 cents a text.
Now that would be an investment.
Right. It's free now. It's unlimited text.
It's unlimited text. And you telling me you didn't send me one text?
Remember having like limited text though? Like, I think I used to have like 200 texts a month.
I was not allowed to text anybody that wasn't my parents. So I never...
Well, I didn't get a phone till 8th grade. And then, but it was like a Samsung flip. And this is when people had sidekicks. So people were like, oh, where your phone? I'd be like, nah, I'm cool. I'm tripping. Yeah. Like, I'll write it down. It's fine. No, let me see your phone.
When I finally got a real phone, I used to have to plug it up downstairs and like charge it downstairs in the kitchen. Like, I couldn't have it in my room. I don't think my phone was allowed in my room, period, ever.
Screaming. Wait, what grade is this? This is all grades?
This is high school. This
all
is until I graduated.
That's nuts. For me... I told you I used to put boys' names as girls' names. So like me and Danielle locked in. And that was fucking Derek. And then
that was Derek is crazy.
And then I got caught. So then I was just like, well, fuck it. Then I'm just text boys now. I remember getting my first shirtless pic from a boy in 10th grade. What? And I didn't have nothing equivalent about. I did have a picture. I would clear off that fucking bathroom counter to take a picture on that bitch so quick. So I took a picture. It had like a cute little... I used to like the shirts. They were kind of like... I don't know how to describe it. Almost like...
Like a V. Like a...
No. It would be like little like villager shirts. It had like little buttons on it. But it would swoop. Hold on.
Like a sweetheart neckline kind of?
Almost like a sweetheart. And it had like little buttons. So it kind of had like a little bit of cleavage. Because I had made my high school best friend. I met her in 10th grade. And she had huge titties. And she would always have her titties out. And mine weren't as big as hers. But she kind of started influencing me to have my titties out. So like my titties was just out. Like my 10th grade photo, my titties was out. I don't know what kind of bra I was wearing. But they was just... Cause you know my titties don't touch. They not touching right now.
I'm gonna serve them up.
Squeeze. And it was like I was laying flat. But you could see that arch. It wasn't like fast. But it was like...
I was sending titties. I knew what I had.
Well, that's why your shit was plugged up in the goddamn kitchen.
No.
You said it titties.
That's not why the phone was plugged up in the kitchen. The phone. My father to this day probably doesn't know that I was sending titties when I had a phone. It was just, I don't want you talking on the phone, so you have to plug the phone up. But when I had that phone in my hand,
well, that was discerning because you was fucking sending titties.
Just being a young person with such an adult body, I was like, I know what I got going on. People have to see these titties. They have to.
I didn't even take pictures of my titties until I was like, probably like my senior year. I didn't take no nudes. And I had the little Vault app that was a calculator. And you couldn't tell me shit. I just knew I was so grown. I think I had a video of me clapping my ass.
Now, see, you lost me there. I wasn't doing any of that.
This is in college.
Oh,
in high school, I wasn't even kissing with tongue.
My phone will put together my Google Photos will put together the most heinous shit. My phone once put together like one of those like collages of like my nudes and like my nude videos. The dog was sending art, okay? Full blown art. I got a nude so crazy in my phone that I want to have it framed. I got a nude where first of all, body goals. I'm my own body goals.
That picture I took right before the pandemic, I was
That
naked.
was a great nude.
That's a really, really
shit
good
was
nude.
stellar. Oh
that was
goodness.
like, I think that was like a really, really good weight for me. I think it was like 160, like 9.
169 would be a great weight for me, but if I could see 180, that would be the sweet spot.
Yeah, I weighed myself yesterday, but
and that's not far away.
Yeah,
but it seems far away. If I could just get a nice
180 for me. I mean, I've been teetering in the 180s for the past however long. If I can get to a smooth 173, like that summer we was in Detroit and shit, that was when I was like,
our bodies were fantastic.
That was, if I can get back to that was like a smooth 175.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I don't necessarily, I think for me,
yeah,
I've always felt my best in between 175 and 180 because I still want my ass to be heavy.
Yeah.
Like I enjoy, because when I lose weight in my hips and then like the under part of my ass. And I like the fact that I have a bubble booty. I like that. For me, any smaller and my ass starts looking like this instead of like this, and I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like the shape of my ass. My ass is very like square shaped because like the side eating, but I have the hip dips, but then I also have like dents in my ass. And this is not a weight thing. Even when I was smaller, like I was 145 in undergrad, and we had took pictures for Gladys's graduation, and we all had on jeans. We were turned to the back, and I was like, "Why is my ass shaped like that?" And that's when I was small. So I'm like, "Oh, this is just what my ass looks."
Yeah,
I got that grandma diaper booty. That's just what I have.
Don't call it a grandma diaper booty.
That's what my friends.
It's not a grandma diaper booty.
That's what my friends call me in freshman year. Again,
That's
this is when I was
nice.
140. It's not.
That's not nice. You don't have a grandma diaper booty.
I do.
You don't though. You think a bitch like me wouldn't tell you if you had a grandma diaper booty?
It's long as fuck though.
But
My ass starts right here.
If you don't have a grandma diaper booty.
It's fat. For sure.
Fat, but what I'm saying to you is if you had if you were to say, I got a grandma diaper booty, knowing me, wouldn't I be like, true?
Well, that's not nice. So you wouldn't be like,
I would still, if it was the truth, I would still be like, fair.
And I'm not saying it in a self-deprecating way. It's long and it's kind of.
You do have a long booty, but when I think of grandma diaper booty, I think of like bus driver booty. Like I think of like.
That's probably my end goal. Not my end goal, but like that's probably end game for me.
Bus driver booty?
It's probably gonna be bus drivery. I ain't gonna lie.
Let's move on. What's your joke?
But like bus driver with the short haircut though.
Short haircut bus drivers used to eat because they
long nails
still used to be
spilling over the side.
First of all,
driving crazy as fuck.
I be feeling like the most dominant bitch in the bar when I sit on a bar stool and my ass is kind of like poking out the side.
And it hugs the bottom of that bitch. I got the
biggest ass in the place. You hoes can't fuck with me.
Yeah, I usually have the biggest, if not by mass at all. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Mathematically, the biggest ass wherever I'm at.
When I see a girl with a bigger ass than me at a function,
I get so offended.
I've been out-assed. How did this happen?
I'm not another teen movie. Hey, I'm the only black guy at this party.
Literally. When I went to, wherever I went to for Cinco de Mayo, it was a girl in there, ass so fat. I was just kind of like, I'm ready to go. Hey. Like, I don't like that. Where you get, and then it was clearly real, like it was real. Because when the girls be having big BBL booties, I think they're beautiful, but you don't count though. Like you didn't come up with that ass.
It don't, but you can always, it's just certain, I think it depends on your body composition of how it holds the BBL. Because like, okay, like Ari obviously has a BBL, but her body, it meshes with her legs and arms and all. It just perfectly just sits on her and it moves and it just it just matches.
Her booty move like more of a real booty than mine does, and I think it's because my booty's kind of muscly for it to be so big. But like that, for my ass to move like water, I got to do that from my hips. Like it's not my cheeks. Like I literally, people like, oh, you could bounce a quarter off somebody's ass. Even when I don't work out, my shit is like,
yeah, mine has always just been.
Like, it got a jiggle to it when I walk, but the buck stops there.
And Dwayne we were on the couch, and Dwayne was playing with my butt. And he was like, if I hit your ass, it jiggles to right here.
To your knees?
And I was like, come on, man.
I was shaking my ass in the mirror this morning, and my knees had a little jiggle on them, too. I said, oh, yeah,
my knees also jiggle. Like, my knees are fat, too.
I got the grandma dip in my elbow. I really like that though.
Yeah,
I really like that.
That's my joke of the week. And I'll transition to my second joke of the week to transition to our serious topic.
Yeah.
I be cooking.
I'm proud of you. She sent me a video. She had fried her some drummy dummies down.
I fried some drummy dummies down. Yes, I've never fried chicken before, ever.
How you go your whole adult life to not having?
I never had to. Like, I don't really be eating fried chicken like or wings and shit. But I was in Little, like I be doing, and I was like, I'm gonna fry me some wings because I fried a pork chop because I was bored a couple weeks ago, and that shit was good. So I was like, fry me some wings, and I fried them
on the stove.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know if you had a deep
not air fryer. Oh no, I don't have a deep fryer.
Yeah.
So I put that oil in that pan and I fried that pork chop, and it was decent. I wish I would have gotten the pork chop with the bone so I could eat the fatty part because it wasn't very fatty. So we got me some party wings from Little, cleaned them off, patted them, seasoned the flour. It's really easy. You know, some people get it down to, oh, you got to put that mustard in the hot sauce and this and that. Could have been better, sure, but for the first time, those are some decent wings.
I like the mustard and hot sauce combination, and then do the seasoning. I like that.
Yeah, but we don't have mustard. I need to get some mustard. We didn't have mustard in the house.
You got a big ass. No, you don't. I was about to say because that little party pack you had, but it had 2 ketchups in it and relish. I think.
What are you talking
about?
about?
Is that your house?
No.
Wrong bitch.
I don't have no fucking relish. What bitch house you been in? So yeah, I be cooking, but it's like because I got yelled at by my financial advisor. Shout out to Daedry. And she was like, you are $1,200 over your budget in eating out this month. And I was like,
yikes. That's pretty big in terms of just being food.
I be doing that. So I was like, let me just start making more food.
Yeah.
But it's gotten to the point where like, if I cook one more thing, I'm going to lose my goddamn mind. Because I be home.
It's so fun.
It's fun, but just like, I was getting burnt out from like thinking of meals to make and then making them and then eating them. And then like, that's what you're eating now. That's dinner too. Like, you know, it's just like, oh.
Well, I think for me, because I usually cook a combination, if it's just me by myself, I cook a combination. Like I do my fancy food for y'all or for like people I'm dating. But for me, it's the same meals over and over again. So there's no burnout for it because it's salmon, potato, broccoli, and then that's it.
Yawn.
Or a steak. Yeah.
And then like we be eating so many of them fucking ribeyes. I'm kind of staked out.
I will never get staked out.
Which I thought I would never do.
I love a good steak.
We be eating the fuck out of that fucking steak. So I'm kind of tired, but I be cooking.
Y'all gonna be muscly as hell. Y'all gonna be fucking rich.
I know.
Eating all that protein.
But I have been like, I cook and I clean and I take care of the dog all day.
You somebody's wife.
And I'm like,
because where was me and Rita were doing something or going somewhere.
Oh,
and she said that she asked you if you want to come, and she said you had to do your wifely duties. I said, ain't that about a bitch?
Yeah, last week because we were having taco night and we were inviting my sister and her boyfriend over to the house, and I was leaving the career day, and I was like, well, I have to prep. And my mom had got on me because I be getting like wife training from my mom. And she was like, well, you can't have that boy work all day. You've been home all day doing whatever. He come home and got to cook dinner.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
She was like, you need to, you know, take shit off his plate for him to do. Because it's crazy to have to work all day, come home, can't even really relax, and you also cooking dinner. So I was like, okay. So I was like, I'm going to prep everything for dinner. I chopped, I seasoned all the meat. I did this, I did that. So by the time he came home, all he had to do was just put the meat on the stove. It was all really done.
That sounds fair.
And that was fair. And I cleaned up. I made sure the house was getting in order. I did. And it went so smooth because I did all the things I needed to do. But I was just like, damn, I'm grown. Because Rita called me and I thought about it. I was like, oh, I want to
I didn't remember where we were going.
I think y'all was going to not Laughing Skull, but Vortex.
We went to Vortex, yeah.
And I was like, I really want to kick
Rita.
with
I
you.
was so sad she got me out the house.
See,
oh, that made me so happy.
Good ass Rita. But
good ass Rita.
She didn't poison nobody that time. So I was just like, I would love to kick it with y'all, but I have responsibilities.
Let me tell you something. When I'm in a relationship, I'm very Shantae's got a man at home. I can't kick it with you hoes. I got to go cook. I'm sorry.
That's crazy.
I'm sorry. I know. I can't change it. But I would be that way. I was that way when I lived with Rodney. Like anybody that lives in my house or is in my house all the time. I got like when I go stay in my mom's house, I can't be out. I gotta
go shuck these peas.
I literally gotta go shuck this corn. I'm sorry. I can't do it. So I think it's less of a like patriarchy thing and more of just like that's just the way that I am. Like,
yeah, for me it was so different because usually I'd be like, hell yeah, bitch, let's get these fucking burgers going. But it's like, damn, I gotta do stuff, and it's not even just so me to serve me. Like we had guests, I had to prepare. A child was gonna be in my home. I gotta make sure Cardi not embarrassing me. Make sure he out. Make sure. I'm like, I'm doing stuff. What the fuck? I'm grown as hell. This is weird as fuck. 6 months ago, I was fucking picking my boogers in my mama's house. I don't even have boogers no more. I used to pick my nose. I don't even
So you
have
don't make
boogers no more.
anymore.
When I tell you, I be up there looking for boogers, ain't none.
Why are you looking for?
I don't be having boogers.
Why are
Remember, I
you
would come on here every week with like my new booger story. I don't even have boogers
Why
no
are you
more,
looking
bro.
for boogers? I don't want to speed past that. Why are you looking for boogers? I'm never in my nose.
And I also have 2 nose rings.
You do have 2 nose
So
rings.
I naturally
Okay.
just be in my nose.
Yeah.
See now, subconsciously.
Mhm.
But like sometimes, like, okay, like let me
No,
make
you
sure.
do that sometimes. Sometimes, you just random pinky will pass your nose. I'm like, I was talking to you.
No, but I have 2 nose rings.
I don't know what nose ring. I don't know nothing about that lifestyle.
Because that's not you.
I don't.
You can get one. That would be cute on you.
You said what?
You have a cute nose.
I'm scared of piercings, kind of.
Why?
Because I went to go get, when I was in Mississippi, when I was 15, I went to go get my second hole pierced, and it got very infected. And I was just like,
So you never had belly ring, nothing? Really?
And I have the cutest belly button.
Yeah.
My belly button is adorable.
No, everyone had a belly ring. I had a belly ring in college.
I
Come
did
on
not
now.
have a belly ring.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's nuts. I
And
think
my
you
dad
should-
said only whores had belly rings when I was in high school. And I believe
Why
him.
would I listen
But then
to
I saw
you?
Beyonce had a belly ring, and I'm like, Beyonce
Who gives a fuck about what Ja Rule has to say at a time like this? I know what our next field trip is. You're getting a nose ring.
I want a new tattoo.
You can get a tattoo too. Cause I'm trying to do something. But other thing is if I get a new tattoo or some shit, I can't swim.
I don't know where to. I mean, are you just a swimmer that way?
No, but I'm trying to get back into swimming.
Oh, okay. I don't know where I would put a new tattoo, especially the one that I want. So like, I don't know, maybe a piercing would be it. I don't know.
But you should definitely look into a
would
nose
like
ring.
to
It would
do
be
some-
very cute.
I would like to do some painful body art though. I do know I wanna
A
do
nose
that.
ring. This one hurt like fuck, but this one was very sketchy and it gave me hell for like 6 months after I got it. I got it on fucking but that was because where I went. I went on Venice Beach. They didn't ask me to sign anything. There was no paperwork. They were like, "Oh, you want a nose ring? Hell yeah!" Comes to the back,
That's
tears
how I
coming
got
down my
this
face.
tattoo on this side. I think which one is this? Is it the treble clef or the other one?
Treble clef.
This one over here, I got very sketchy on a spring
Damn,
break
you can't even
once.
see that because your titty's so big, huh? Because you didn't even know what it was. So you can't see past. It's like a pregnant lady can't see her feet. So you can't even see that because your titties are in the way. You can't.
So when I'm having sex,
You can't see it.
when I'm having sex, like, and a man sees me naked for the first time, it's like a pop-up book. They're like,
Oh.
isn't that neat?
Fucking scratch and sniff.
It's literally like I'm like a sensory book. It's just like, huh, you had that there the whole time. You weren't gonna say nothing, because the only tattoo I can see all the time is the bird that is next to my twat.
That is so fun. Like, so you can't do that because it's too much.
I can't do what?
Like, just
I can see it. I have to do so much navigating to see. And then sometimes when I'm like in the mirror, I'll be like, what the fuck is that? Because I'll forget that I have tattoos.
Okay, so the other joke of the week that's going to segue into, you know how like sitcoms will have a sit down moment and just be like, honestly, drugs are bad.
Yes.
So we're going to have like a serious conversation after this.
Yes.
But so this past weekend, I now have 7 sets of Neos, which is I'm in a cult sorority and there are 7 lines after me. I am older than 7 groups of people that has come through this chapter.
Let's get you to bed, Grandma.
7.
It's a lot.
These girls.
If you round that up, that's 10.
One of those young ladies was born in 2007.
Get the fuck out of here. People are born in 2007.
She's 17 years. Shout out to Nyla, by the way. She's a 17-year-old freshman.
2000, the year
She was
of our
born
Lord, 2007.
In 2007.
In 2007.
I was fully in my boy crazy era.
In 2000, yeah,
Bang,
in 2007, I was a person. I
fully had my ideas and opinions in the world. I knew what I liked and what I didn't like. I was a young lady. 2007. So I'm just feel so old. And what I was thinking about is so funny. Because remember we were talking about how Jasmine is now an old bitch name? Mm-hmm. And I was thinking about like the names of my line sisters and how we always are making fun of the names of Gen Z. So like my line sisters, it's like 2 Brias and a Brianna. It's a Rashida and a Rashina. It's two Tanishas. It's two Biancas.
Mm-hmm.
Like, those are the names of bitches born in the early 90s. Now. But the Neos is a bunch of Anayas, Kylas, Laurens, Nyla, Kyla. That's like what the girls are being called these days.
A lot of Isla names.
Not a lot of Islas and Nayas. Islas, Nylas.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, so I have an old bitch name is what you're saying to me.
Yeah. We got old bitch names.
A lot of Madisons. Lots
like, there
of
are
Maddies.
no baby Jasmines now. Like, nobody's
For
having a
Jasmine to be an old bitch name
is crazy. Nobody's looking at a kid and going, you know what that is? A Jasmine. Nobody's doing that. I've picked out my children's names. I'm not talking to you. I've picked out my children's names if I have children.
And that's the crazy part too, because I think about giving that boy a junior, but like
that baby can't be Dwayne. I'm sorry. I'm gonna make fun of that kid. Is that okay?
That's not a baby name.
That's not a baby name. I'm sorry.
Not a baby born in 2020.
You call that baby Dwayne Jr. if you want to.
Even if he is a Dwayne Jr., he's not gonna be called that. I won't be calling him that. But like, even still growing up, like, we got to get with the times. I may have to just Dwayne Dior.
Dwayne Dior is crazy. That's insane. I've decided that if I have girls,
Darmani.
I'm gonna name them after flowers. So like
That's
Iris, cute. Lily. I like orchids,
Daisy.
but it's not. I don't like daisies. I don't like daisies as a flower. Rose, if I have to. Rose is my least favorite, but Iris, Lily, Orchid, Rose.
It's cute.
Yeah.
That's cute.
My mom wants me to name my first child either after her or after my great-grandmother, but I can't name no baby Ophelia. That's crazy. But Ophelia is a pretty name. It's a hot girl name.
I wonder if Melanie's an old bitch name yet.
It is, baby. I thought that was the purpose of this conversation. Did you think?
But I feel like Melanie isn't even common enough for that.
Melanie's a common name.
I don't meet a lot of Melanies.
Okay. I don't. It's a pretty common name.
They fucking with that dog back there.
Yeah, whatever they're doing to that dog, I need them to stop it.
Stop.
But yes,
okay, serious conversation.
Serious.
So Greek life has been in a weird place for a very long time, and I've been one of the main people to be vocal about my criticism of Greek life, even my own organization, my own chapter, my own line. I don't like none of these people, so let's just be very clear on that. So if you haven't heard, a young man who was pledging Omega Psi Phi at Southern University lost his life. He was murdered. By members of the organization, and it was 3:00 in the morning. They dropped him off at not even the nearest hospital, changed his clothes, which I think is the most sinister part of it all.
It is.
Changed his clothes, dropped him off, and said he fell out playing basketball and got hit in the chest. I think he was dead on arrival, honestly. I don't know if that says it in the paperwork, but like, I feel like he was.
Likely.
Because like, there's no way this boy is seizing up and you're changing his clothes.
You're changing his clothes. Yeah, that's...
No. You changed the dead boy's clothes.
He passed. He probably had already passed.
Yeah. And it was just everything's just so evil and sinister, but it's just also shedding more light on hazing, and just, this should not still be happening. It's just so disgusting as a member of these organizations. I've been seeing this shit go on and just being a part of this culture, and just like, this is kind of crazy, y'all. Like, why is this even happening?
I also want to, go ahead.
I mean, what? No,
I was just going to say, because I know that you and I sometimes don't even realize like how young some of our listeners are. So like, y'all, if you're in a situation where something feels wrong or it feels like you're being mistreated, like, it doesn't make you any less of a person to not participate in that. It doesn't it don't make you pussy. It don't make you whatever the case may be. Like, you should not be in a situation where you feel like at any moment something terrible could happen, because this is not the first instance of something like this happening. There have been news stories about it in the past. Like, part of having integrity is being able to say, if I got to go through this, then this is not for me.
This is not what I need
This is not what I need to be doing.
And, I mean, even I think of things like, why would I do that? You know, we were so young. I was 18. It's just like dumb stuff being happening, or people being like, for sorority culture is not nearly as violent as men. It's more so catty and just bitchy, and that's just what it is. And I'm not saying I'm not catty or bitchy myself, but it's just, it's girls, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But like, and one of the points I want to make is just men in general are just so fucking violent, and this is how these things happen, and it could have happened to anybody, but it just so happened to happen to Caleb, which is so fucking heartbreaking, you know what I'm saying? And I think about, when you talk about integrity, I just think of everybody in the room. No one thought of this boy as a human being to properly take care of him. You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone's thinking about saving their own ass, the chapter's ass, the organization's ass. Y'all already in jail. Y'all may as well make sure this boy has a fighting fucking chance.
And nobody's brain is developed. So it's a bunch of dumb bitches telling each other exactly. And I just can't wrap my brain around the fact that, like, and I've read Lord of the Flies. I've read the things about, like, boys in terrible situations and how they behave and, all of that. But it's just like not one person.
Nobody was like, hey, man,
this is a good place to stop and reassess. Like, and then when y'all did stop and reassess, it was to,
cover your asses, change his clothes and cover it up and tell lies and whatever. I'm just like, not one person spoke up and was just like, hey, maybe we shouldn't fucking do this. That's what drives me crazy. And then the details of the report is that they had boxing clubs. They found boxing clubs in the warehouse that was owned by a Q. They were punching him 4 times. He fell out and seized. So in high school, there was a fight that happened, and this boy pushed another boy against the locker and then slammed him on the ground, and he started seizing up. It was the most terrifying shit. We were all so fucking scared. And he ended up being okay and still got suspended, which is crazy. But like...
The boy who had a seizure?
The boy who had a seizure still got suspended.
That's crazy.
Crazy, but it was like you was fighting. Seizure or not.
Right.
But I cannot imagine how horrifying that is. And then y'all did nothing?
Well, the thing about it is there's an episode of Scandal where Fitz is in his I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want era because he's, divorced from Melly. He's mad at Liv because she went to be with somebody else, whatever the case may be. And so he's in his hot boy era. He got bitches coming in and out of the residence. He fucking hoes in the White House. And so his Secret Service, they end up having a party that I guess was funded by the president, just like as a thank you. And they ended up killing a prostitute. And so Fitz calls Olivia like, I need your help, basically like, fixing this, like covering it up. And so she went to have a conversation with Fitz and was basically like, the fish rots from the head. Your Secret Service are taking cues from you, and that's why they're behaving that way and had no problem doing what they did. Like they see you running hoes in and out of the White House.
Yes.
Huh? So like yes, hoes. And that's how somebody ended up dead because they're seeing that you're not treating your position with any level of respect. So I'm near certain that they did check in with somebody who was older. And they were
what
like,
do we do?
What do we do? And it was change his clothes and drop him off.
Absolutely.
And not at you don't care whether I live or die because you didn't even drop me off at the nearest hospital. Because
if you at the nearest hospital, they're going to know that it was y'all.
Right.
And also, so what happens, I don't know if they still do this, but, these schools, okay, so let me say this. These organizations, we're non-hazing. These kids are still doing it. Right. That. But it's not really no way to really enforce it unless you knock these niggas in a fucking room and don't let them go nowhere. So It's like, I said don't do it. If you do it, you in trouble. But I said don't do it.
Because I can't enforce that.
It's really, they don't really enforce it. Because how can they?
Right.
Because these is adults. Right. So back in my day, the university would have a list of everybody who's online and send it out to hospitals.
Wow.
So some shit went down, you would know that like y'all are hazing. This is why this person's in the hospital, checks and balances. So I don't know if they do that in Baton Rouge still. I don't know. But like maybe that's why they took him. Again, all of this is wrong. But like maybe that's why they took him somewhere else. But like they're going to find out this nigga's online for Q. They're going to know why they found all the information out in a week. Why are you lying?
But the fact that like it's so ingrained that that's even a process that a list of because these are children. At the end of the day, I was talking about it on Twitter. Like people like to stick to this whole 18 is an adult thing so hard. And I get that. But also like in my mind, especially at my big grown age, somebody 18 to like 22, 23, that's a fucking kid. That's a baby.
Yeah.
And I know that my opinion of it all is biased because I feel like a mother to my little brother.
Right.
And so anytime anything happens with a young person, I'm immediately looking at it through if it happened to him. These are kids. So the fact that like it is even common practice that we're going to send this list of children's names to local hospitals.
Yeah.
So if they show up, we know that they were harmed in process of trying to be a part of an organization because at the end of the day, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, all organizations are made up. This is all made up. No matter what the history is, no matter how much it means to
No, I've been saying that for years.
Like, it's all fucking make-believe. Like, stop. Like,
everything is made up. No one's making you do this. This is all of a sense of belonging. People want to be a part of something. People want to feel like they earned it and don't want to be. Because especially for these organizations, especially for the fraternities, if you didn't get shot in the face, then you're not a real whatever the fuck, whatever. So fuck you.
And I'm fine with that. Like,
but then the social repercussions of that, niggas not getting into parties, niggas starting shit with you, niggas like, we ain't fuck with that nigga, fuck Gary. You're like, damn, man, I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like, they literally, I've seen it, will publicly humiliate you. Oh, you can't participate in the actual probate, you're gonna hold the banner, so that everybody know, oh damn, why that nigga holding the fucking sign and not participating? I've seen it. So people, again, it's peer pressure, it's so many different layers of everything a part of it. And then, I had another point I wanted to make.
Well, I got one until you remember.
Okay, go ahead. I don't remember it.
But my thing also is because, like, even listening to some of the things that you've talked about being in a sorority, I've mostly, like, and it's not even on purpose. I don't know. Just
be like, yo ass crazy. And I'd be
not even just yo ass is crazy, but like, I've dated guys that have been in fraternities. I've dated girls that have been in sororities. It's not even like you go through all of this shit and then at the end of the situation, it's more shit after you go through all this shit. It's more shit. It's more pettiness. It's more meanness. It's more, I was just telling you in the car, I used to date this guy. We ran into his profile at a bar. He was physically ill. He was upset. Like, you seeing this nigga shook you up. Like, you hate this nigga. You're traumatized. So it's not even like you come out of this process and then it's like, yeah, everything's great. It's, you still don't like people. You still resent people for how they treated you when you were online. You still think certain people who are in the organization don't deserve to be in the organization. Yep. Then different levels of activity in the organization, you like, oh, well, she don't do nothing or he don't do nothing. And it's just like, when are y'all, like, that meme where the shackles, when are y'all going to be free? Like, when are you going to be free?
I frame my entire sorority experience on the movie Mean Girls, right? Mm-hmm. I just keep using Mean Girls references between, the burn bit getting exposed is our group me getting exposed. But one of the most important things Katie said to me, which is like, explains my whole shit. I'd rather be in the plastics hating life than to not be in it at all.
That's nuts to me.
And that's nuts, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like, you want to be a part of this group. It's social capital. People come up like, and some people weren't popular before. Like me, I was already popular, but it was like, this is just something I want to do, and y'all got me fucked up if y'all don't let me in this. But it's like, but why? You know what I'm saying? And you think of the why, you think of the network, you think of the social perks, the dating advantages, and all the other things.
That's valid.
I think all of it is valid. I think those are all valid reasons, but this isn't just something that is specific to Black Greeks or HBCUs and whatever. Because this happens, status and social capital. This happens with. And not even just to compare to white people, but just like, they have that is their pipeline to professional and marriages.
Their hazing incidents be crazy. I've seen,
that shit be crazy. So it is not specific to Black organizations at all. It's all young people doing dumb shit. So, I mean, I would compare it even to like professions. Or like, at least with the profession you get paid for, but it's just like, you want to be in these different societies and these different organizations, and they have these conferences and they have this social hierarchy. You want to be president, people, the power struggles. It's what you would expect at any other thing, or even like being in Hollywood. Honestly, I compare a lot of my HBCU experience with like Hollywood or being famous. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, you acting in this industry is so terrible. Why are you in it? It's just like, well, I kind of just.
I get it, but in the same breath, it's like, I feel like as a person, your life is so short regardless. Mm-hmm. Your life is so short. So like, I have a vested interest in limiting my mistreatment. Yeah. And I think that like, we go through so much shit just trying to like find just community. In general. And at the basis of all of this is, first of all, we were talking in the car and I want to talk about the homoeroticism of it all. I want to get to that in a second. But also, finding community is so important to people, and people are willing to do anything for it. And it makes me so sad because, like, oftentimes, like, I think about my friend. Like, I used to have a pretty solid friend group, right? And then it, went through the whole thing, and now all of my friends are kind of like, outside of you and Rita knowing each other, like, all of my friends are kind of detached, and the friends that I do hang out with all together mostly hang out all together because of me, because I'm like, okay, we'll come to this thing or whatever the case may be. But like, it was a lot for me to lose that friend group. It was very heavy for me
it's
to
your
do
core
that.
group.
Because it's my core group and it was my community. But it's like when your community is toxic.
Yeah.
Is the juice worth the squeeze?
Like, what are we gaining here?
What are you doing?
So I feel like
toxic.
It's not all bad. Like for me, again, it's like with anything, honestly, like being a part of any kind of group, any kind of whatever. People have their agendas, people have their egos, people have their childhood traumas they're bringing to the table. People have their upbringings they're bringing to the table. People have their insecurities they're bringing to the table. And then when I was crossed at 18, I didn't think about all these personalities and different life stories that were all going to come together to try to get some shit done or whatever. And it's like, it's not just all being called a bitch and being said, oh, you need to go fix your outfit all day. It's not, because it's great fun experiences. Like some things I would never trade for anything. And it is very like, why do I even fucking, like me and my sisters always complain about this shit. And then it'll be moments that's like, damn, this is why I do what I do. Damn, this is why this is so important to me. Damn, this is why this is so meaningful, whatever. This is why we make a difference and do this and do that. And then it's just like, it's like we complain about everything, but we still gonna go. You know what I'm saying?
But I feel that to me.
And you have to also find your community within that community too.
The thing about it is like, sometimes I feel like we romanticize things in a really big way.
Absolutely.
And I feel like sometimes like in relationships I've been in, right? While I'm in them, I'm like, this is so wonderful. Like whatever big, wonderful romantic time we've had, I'll blow it up because it's exciting while it's happening. And that'll be like core memory. But then you step outside of the relationship, it's like that nigga was probably nice to you 3 times.
Right.
Was all that shit that you went through worth it because he was nice to you a couple times? And that's kind of like what it sounds. Anytime I've listened to people who are in these organizations talk about it, it's like, okay, we had fun that one time when we were 20. And then it's like, that's the big memory. And then it's like, but
we had so much fun doing the step show though.
I get that.
Like so much fun.
It's so much fun, but it's like, you're 46.
I get it. You're 46. No, but I think again, like for me, like I always complain about like, oh, line sisters, oh this, oh people weird, oh this or that. But like them 8 bitches that I will die for, locked in for life. Right. So you have to create, even if it's some fuck shit, and I think that's the issue with like having these giant ass lines and this and that. And it's just
because you're not friends with 84 bitches.
You're just not.
You're not.
You're just not. And that's not human nature. But also I think that goes to for anything. Like, because even going to a HBCU, the HBCUs themselves are cults. And like, if you think about like Morehouse and Spelman, they do rituals for the school. Yeah. The schools themselves are sororities and fraternities. Right. So like, all the Spelman bitches don't like each other. So that's just not how humans work. Right. Full stop. So it's gonna be conflict. It's not gonna be, nothing is all peach and cream. Humans are gonna conflict with each other. Period. Just in general. Yeah. A couple things I want to talk about, because I didn't really talk about these things publicly, because it's like, I don't want to seem like I'm defending it too much, because honestly, burn them niggas at the stake. I jail them under it. So, but I think, people when things happen with like Greek shit, people get these takes off, and it's like, well, you just wanted to say that. That has like, this boy is dead, and you just wanted to say, oh, that's why you lame bitches pay for print. Relax. So, and it was like, because Jamila was talking about it, and she was just saying like, getting into these organizations should be hard, should be difficult, should this, should that. People like, well, why should it be difficult? Well, why should it? Blah, blah, blah. And people were like, oh, why I want to do it. And then I heard it costs money. Well, yes, babes. That it's an organization. Yeah, every organization has dues. You have to pay dues.
You can't even be a part of AAA without paying the dues.
You can't be in the NAACP without paying dues, babes. You can't be in fucking FBLA or whatever the fucking honor society. You got to pay dues.
You have to pay money.
These are businesses. These are incorporated businesses. These people, and that's the thing with these hazing shit. They cannot get insured if you keep doing dumb shit. I wonder what the meetings at the Q fucking. I should go pull me a little folding chair and sit outside the headquarters to see what they talking about. Because y'all niggas is cooked. Because y'all culture, Q specifically, y'all culture is so fucking violent.
And it's homoerotic.
Y'all are domestically violent, sexually violent. I've been saying that. Yes. Y'all like to fight each other publicly. Y'all just are fucking brolic as fuck.
But this goes back to, and I want to be clear that I'm not insinuating that the whole of fraternal organizations are gay. I'm not saying that. I will say that a part of the reason that I think that girl friendships are less physically violent, whether it comes to like roughhousing or playing or fighting or whatever the case may be, is because girl friendships are inherently homoerotic. They just are, except you lean into it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I've seen titties. I hold hands with some of my friends.
And that's kind of just what we do.
Fall asleep on the couch with physically close to my friend and it not be a problem and it not be we're big gay first. It's
gay first is crazy.
I'm just saying. There's a homo elasticity to it that is fine.
And I think
but with guys, you want to touch that nigga.
You want to, but you fighting it, so now you want to punch him in the chest.
So now you want to punch him in the chest because you want to touch peens. And if it was just cool for y'all to have a little sword fight here and there and we all move on, we wouldn't be having some
And also, like OBO was saying on the episode, like sometimes you just want a hug from a man, but now that's also gay. And you don't even gotta want to fuck your homeboy. You kind of just want to hug that nigga, but you can't because that's wrong. So now you just mad. And it's like, you're not even all the way.
You gangbanging on bacon. You
so
mad.
it's like,
right. It's like,
relax.
Be calm.
But a lot of it is homoerotic, even especially like specifically cues. Again, alphas and kappas, y'all are not innocent. We'll get to y'all in a second.
Oh, nobody is innocent.
And sigmas and iotas, y'all too. But we're whacking the cues right now.
Work. I've heard the pillow talk. I've heard the stories.
Y'all niggas are all responsible for all of this. All of this. But Q specifically, because it's them on the chopping block, it's bad. Like, it's just, like, personally, I know some people who have had domestic shit with these Qs, sexual shit. We all have a story about a Q. Literally all have
I don't know a grown woman who has not had at very least, sexually adverse situation happen with a member of that organization. I don't know one grown woman.
It's in y'all chants. Y'all thought that Bill Cosby shit was funny. Y'all had that shit on t-shirts. All of y'all have blood in y'all hands.
That meat to meat shit.
It's very sick. And I've had that shit done to me in real life. They take the condom off for real. I was so fucking violated. And I try to just like LOL past it, but that shit really happened.
It's not LOL-y.
It's not LOL-y at all. Yeah. Like, I really try not to sit in it because when you sit in it, you got to really like, damn.
It's a big R.
It's a big R.
Yeah.
So it's just like, that's a fucking lot. And my last point about this, so the charges are manslaughter and hazing, and which makes sense for the crime.
It's not manslaughter to me. It's murder.
Well, so for the definition of manslaughter, whatever. So like when somebody made up a good point about, you want them to throw the book at these niggas, but when they throw the book, that's how niggas be able to get off because of technicalities. Apparently that's how Kaylee Anthony got off. Casey Anthony got off because they tried to throw the book, but it was harder to prove. They would have gave her a lesser charge.
Yeah.
Yes. But for me, because again, I've lived through a HBCU with the hazing death. My freshman year is when Robert Champion was killed during the Florida Classic. That shit was crazy. I was there. I was hanging out with my band friends and they were like, oh, we got to go real quick. They said we got to come back to the hotel for an emergency meeting. It was a whole thing. So like, I've been there. I've gotten back on campus. They said they were going to take our accreditation. We were scared that we weren't even going to have real degrees. It was just all, like, as a student, it's going to affect everybody at that fucking school. And it's going to be a ripple effect for everybody at HBCUs, everybody in Greek organizations. It's going to be a whole thing. Like, this is not nearly the end of it. And for the people who were charged in the Robert Champion death, they got at best 6 years and didn't even serve all of them and are back on the streets doing band shit, doing this. And I love the 100, but like there's blood on everyone's hands. And Robert Champion's parents are like, this lesser charge is going to set a dangerous precedent.
And it has.
And it has. And we're here. It's been 14 years, not even. And we're back here again at another HBCU. Granted, it's not the band. And the band haze is real bad.
Yeah.
The band haze is worse than the fraternities. They're bad, which is even crazier because it's a band.
Gonna be beating me up so I can play my trombone.
I'm
a band. Fucking sorry. I'm not getting stomped out so I can play Serpentine Fire. I'm not doing it.
And it's crazy. And it's like, damn, like, for so many years, the band was so good. I'm like, damn, was hazing the heart of all of this?
Well, the thing about it is, I mean, when you're being,
you're scared.
When you're scared, you perform a little bit. Yes. But
and honestly, and once the band got suspended, when you are at HBCU whose claim to fame is the band, and the band got suspended because rightfully so.
Rightfully so.
But it was so crazy because the band couldn't even get punished that long because we depended on them so much to survive as a school because they were the football team won shit. This is how we eat, bitch. So they were suspended for 1 year and the band members would sit in the band section and hum the songs. It was the most depressing school year that we've had. It was so bad. So bad. Like, they would try to have concerts, but they couldn't really logistically do it. Like, they had Future come. This is 2012. Future came, but he was like on the outside of the stadium. So I'm like, he not even on the 50-yard line. It was just so bad. Yeah. So like, to see how that played out and to see how they barely got time and like they're back to living normal life. Like, we gotta, I don't know what the tampering with evidence and some shit. That y'all need to pad this. These boys need to be in prison. Changing that dead boy's clothes is the craziest shit I've ever heard in my life.
It's very calculated, and if nothing is done here, it's going to keep happening to people. And then also, like, not to get on my like civil rights Martin Luther King ass shit, but like, we have got to do better as a Black community of having a vested interest in keeping each other safe in all circumstances. One of my biggest criticisms of our community is that, like, in search of community, we're okay in any aspects, whether we're talking about gang culture, whether we're talking about fraternities and sororities, whether
parents and children.
It's
so
like
violent.
To earn community, you have to go through pain. And that's not right.
And
we should have all have a vested interest in, I want you to be okay regardless of what the fuck you're trying to do. I want you to be safe and whole and healthy and sustained regardless.
But no, I don't trust you unless you got your ass whipped to a pup.
Right. Like,
that's crazy to me.
I saw somebody on Twitter on TikTok the other day. They were talking about, like, you know how people like to say, oh, gentle parenting. You can't gentle parent, you know, kids that aren't gentle and all that shit. Yeah. And this guy was like, y'all need to go upside them motherfucking children's heads. Like, y'all need to beat them. Like, my mama beat us and we turned out fine. You're on the internet yelling for parents to beat their kids.
You're not fine.
You're not okay.
fine.
And I think that that's crazy. But we should...
Okay, one last point.
Okay.
One last point. But we were talking about in the car about how barbarism.
Yes.
So it goes back to barbarism, it goes back to slavery, it goes back to all of these things. Because the same thing could be said for football. You said that boy, what's the boy name? Man. What's the boy name who died on the field? Is Dante, someone with D something.
Died on the football field.
Devin Ham. Ham died, heart stopped on the goddamn football field. As soon as it started beating again, he was trying to get back to work. We need to shut it down. Yes. The D9 need to go on moratorium, everybody, even mine. Everybody needs to stop and regroup.
Until it's sustainable and safe.
Until it's sustainable, till we figure it out. And I wouldn't even say to stop undergrad and just do grad, because I don't trust the grad chapters either, because ours is fucking evil and have their own agendas as well. So it's just like, we need to everybody need to regroup. Everybody needs to have some meetings to figure this out. How can we do this and keep these children safe, keep the legacies going, keep the children safe? That needs to be the main focus.
And then also, like, my last point on this is, like, to Jamila's point, I don't necessarily agree or disagree because I have no dog in the fight because I'm not a part of it. But, like, whatever need the difficulty is filling in the difficulty of the process is filling in the organization, like, that is the part that as a whole these organizations should be challenged to restructure. Like, if there is a need for difficulty, there is a need to maintain the, like, eliteness and you know, allure of it all. What does that look like in a safe way?
So yeah, and her point was like, not so much in a way that you need to get your ass whooped, but it's like,
I get what she's trying to say.
Like, she was like, it's difficult to be a flight attendant.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You can't just walk on and be a flight attendant. Right. It's a process to that. Not that you're gonna die doing. You got to get a swimming test. You got to make sure you know the fucking history, what the X's are. You need to know how to write a proposal. You need to know what are the program initiatives that we have going on. Are you sane or not? Do we need to start doing some mental health evaluations? What was your mom and them like?
Yes.
We need to do all of this. We need to do these things.
Because getting punched in the chest is the worst feeling.
Do you have the propensity to murder somebody in the name of this organization? Because you need to sit over there.
You need to go back. Get your fucking ass away from here.
We need therapists in the goddamn interest meeting to make sure y'all got y'all marbles.
And that's a question that I meant to ask you in the car when we started talking about something else. Like, what are the mental health resources within these organizations, if any? Like,
I feel like that needs to be, because honestly, that could have saved us so many problems. Because, like, until I was in a sorority, I'm not even being funny, I didn't know people could really be crazy. Like, I met some of these young ladies like, oh, you're actually insane.
Yo ass.
You need medicine. This is crazy. This is crazy. Like, this is, I thought we were like, oh, bitch, she's crazy. Ha.
No.
You're nuts.
Insane. Yeah.
And we could have avoided a lot of problems if this nut ass girl wasn't over here.
Identified as a nut.
And we could have just left her right there in the interest meeting and just threw her packet away.
Right.
Your ass.
Your ass is crazy.
Just fold that manila folder up and put it to the side. Your ass is crazy. So, speaking of crazy women, this episode is supposed to be about Women's History Month.
Happy Women's History Month. Bitches be terrible to these niggas. Spend all their money. Fuck their friends.
So
do whatever you gotta do.
Speaking of terrible women, we
Yes.
just want to honor some terrible women. So my booty hole is, who is your favorite terrible woman in history?
My favorite terrible woman in history. This is so niche. You know the song Love's Train by Confunction, right?
People all over the world?
No. This is sugar.
Oh, the way you're going to love train.
The woman that they're singing about in that song, where he's basically saying, I'm trying to call you. I want to come upstairs, but you said someone's over, so I can't come over. That was a woman running them two bandmates ragged. That was a real lady that song was written about. And that lady was fucking the niggas up, and they were both, the band broke up because of her. They were both so in love with her. And if by chance you let me come over, his friend was up there. He said, I'm outside on my knees. I gotta see you. I need to know. I wish I had a penis so I could know what that type of coochie is hitting for. Because in my mind, I can't conceptualize that.
And I also feel like niggas be lying. Like, granted, men put themselves first, but niggas stay after cheating often. They kind of live for it too. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's a thrill. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not all, well, I'm done with you. Like, sometimes they do just be into it.
I feel like when I'm never mind, because it's mean, and they say I'm a bitch, so I say I'm a bitch
here
too.
now.
I feel like when a nigga leave you and you only cheated once, ain't nothing going on in there.
Ain't nothing going on. I've been in there.
I've been in there. Ain't nothing going on in there.
Ain't nothing going on in there.
There's nothing going on in there. Coochie ain't hitting.
That's what I'm just thinking. Like with Issa and Lawrence, you had to leave. His feelings was just hurt because he just was already in a bad place.
But my thing, I don't even want to get into much of because I wouldn't have handled the situation any differently than Issa did. Knowing me, I'm not saying I wouldn't have never stayed with Lawrence. He would have had about 8 months on that couch for me.
Yeah,
and then I
years
would
is
have
crazy.
Gone.
But also I would have been, because my favorite terrible woman in history is my 23-year-old self.
Not you, your own terrible woman goal.
I look back at how she handled things or just what the things she did. I'm like, dang, she sucked. I'm like, wow. Like, had I kept that same energy, I would not have been in the situation I was as an adult, because I kind of forgot who I was. I think the pandemic and life hit me so hard that I forgot to be terrible. Like when I got with that boy, I forgot to be terrible, and it came to back me back in my ass, and I had to like relearn how to be terrible. You know what I'm saying?
I ever stopped being terrible.
And that's the crazy part for me. I think the pandemic really took me off my footing.
I stopped being terrible in my last relationship. I got soft.
That's what I'm saying. I got soft.
I got so fucking meaty, and fucking porous. Anything. I'm just like, but I rethink some of the ways that I reacted to some things in that relationship, and it's like I really should have showed your ass that fat meat was greasy. And now that I'm in the headspace that I'm in now, like, am I going to be the world's most awful bitch? No, because I just don't have time and I'm too old for that.
Yeah,
but
same.
like, I don't know. I don't like the version of myself that lets shit slide. I really don't.
Yeah.
And I will say, I used to be more terrible back in the day, but I used to, as we all were, be more male centered. And so I'm glad I'm not that anymore.
Even as I look back, even on my old tweets, I've always been like a fuck the establishment, fuck these niggas kind of girl. But it's like, come on now, come eat, come eat. No, you can always come eat.
What the kids be doing?
More?
Eat.
Episode title: Eat.
Yeah, it's cute.
Eat is crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I've always been. And what the crazy part is, I've hated niggas because my dad told me to. He's like, stay away from these stank boys. They ain't worth a damn. Bet. And I'm kind of just ran with that.
Dad's impacts are so crazy.
Dad's impacts are insane.
Because I hated niggas because I hated my dad. When I started dating, I was like, I want it all back. I want vengeance. And I have operated that way in my, like, I tell people all the time, every man who has been in love with me has done so by mistake. I'm terrible to these niggas. I have never been inviting as it relates to falling in love. It has been, they literally fell into a trap, like a bear trap, like literally just was walking, whoop, fell in a hole. That's how it happened. And I think that my dad's impact on me, like, I don't put nothing past nobody. Like, even the sweetest nigga, I know what you are. Yeah. And I know what you're capable of. Like, people will tell me like heinous things that they're like otherwise sweet boyfriends or husbands have done, and my face won't change. And they'll be like, you expected that he could do that?
He's a man.
He's a man, yeah. I totally like.
Oh, yeah.
Why would you think that he would?
So for me, when I started dating, it's just like, oh, your dad was an anomaly. These niggas is not Mike. And they're fucking hellions. Okay, let's regroup. Boom. Okay, let's. Oh, this terrible. Let's be terrible. Okay, we're being terrible. And then the only one that I've actually, like my ex, and then that boy is like, they remind me of my dad, so that's why it was able to work. But like, y'all niggas not Mike, so that's why I'm just like, oh, y'all are raised by wolves.
And for me, because my dad having hot parents. And hot young parents changes your outlook on dating, right? Mm-hmm. Because when your parents grow up having hoes, you have a concept of how many hoes one person could have. Like what a person's roster could truly look like. And my parents, when I say them niggas dated out, they were outside.
Yeah.
So like when I've been dating people, like even when I was dating Z, it was kind of like I was the pit bull he was trying to break because you can't. I'm not surprised. I see all of this shit coming. Everything that you're doing,
born in the darkness.
I was born in the darkness. You can't out mean me. That's why, like, when men I date say I'm mean. No, you were mean to me first, and you used to being mean to hoes, and then them being like, okay,
well, can you stop being mean?
I'm so sorry. No, I'm finna turn your ass. I'm finna cut up sideways in this hoe because don't fuck with me.
We being mean?
We being mean? Absolutely. Did I tell you? My mom has specifically asked me not to say this because she thinks that she could still.
We gotta wrap up, but go ahead.
Okay. Actually, my mom is actually also one of my favorite villains, right? My mother told me last month, her and my godmother, my dad did something so heinous to my mom, and she won't tell me what it is because she said, I don't want to change your view of your dad. I'm like, you can't.
It's
like,
we already here.
So whatever he did was that so heinous that you can't tell me, and I'm my big age, now I need to know. And I kind of want to ask him. She said, her and my godmom went to buy a gun because my mother was going to shoot my father. Like, she actually went.
What was the exact date?
I don't remember.
So if I find a time machine.
I don't know. She didn't.
I'm gonna be like a lady in a black coat.
But she said, you so silly. She said she told my godmom, like, I'm finna kill Rishi. And my godmom was like, yes. Okay. And so they went to the gun store, and my mom said she was in there in tears, and she was like, I need a gun. And the man was like, okay, well, here's a form, and it takes about 14 days. And she said she was in there like, I don't have 14 days. I need to kill this nigga tonight.
Like, confession and all, I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck. I said, oh my God. I said, I said, you would have been in jail. And I wouldn't have. She said the only thing that stopped her, she said, this is how she knows gun control will work. Because the only thing that stopped her was that waiting period. The only thing that stopped her.
14 days for the gun right here.
14 days. 14 days. She said that was the only thing that made her calm down. She said she went and sat in the car and was like, I guess not.
That's so funny.
Love that.
Another favorite villain.
Can we continue next episode, more evil women? Because I want to talk about my TV evil women, my movie evil women.
Yes, let's do that because we spent a lot of time on Kayla, which I knew we were going to do, but it was like we should talk about it.
Anyway.
We should have.
Yeah, we should have.
Okay, but we're going to continue
do a part
next week.
2 to this episode.
Yes.
Yes, so tune in.
All right, bye.
Bye.